Hey y'all, today I just want to show you how I hooked up FPV to my 16889A RC 4x4 truck. My son and I are building a track on our property here. That's going to be cool. It's about 200 feet long, give or take, through trees and stuff like that. It's going to be really fun. But anyway, the trucks are out of our view. We need some way to drive them. So the answer is a little camera and a screen. But we were running them with these little batteries, and they only get like 15 minutes per battery, these 250-mile batteries, and they take pretty long to charge, and they're kind of dangerous. You got to stick them somewhere. I don't know. It's kind of a pain. Then you got to change it every 15 minutes. So I'm trying to figure out how could I hardwire these into this truck when there is only one ESC accessory port, and that's used by the servo, the steering servo. So, I was kind of messing around. I tried a couple different things. I was trying to use this, that gives out too much power. So I tried a whole bunch of different things, and then I finally came up with, I bought these Y connectors so that I could make two accessory ports out of one, out of the ESC right here. So I used a splitter. I pulled the original out. I put the splitter in. So boom, I went from one, now I have two. So then I plugged in the original servo into the one, done with that. And then the second one I used for my camera. As for the camera, this is a little tiny, super duper awesome camera. Super durable, long range. It's great. So what I did was I added wire to it. I soldered some wire on to give myself a little bit of leeway. I can go forward with it, back with it, wherever I want to put it. But I like to put it on the roof. And then I made these little connectors so that I could just slip this right in here. They're dummy proof. There's a little notch on the one side. Put that in. Boom. That's it. It's hooked up. All right, so real fast, let's put this together. Here is the original single steering servo wire that comes from over here. Now I'm going to plug in the splitter so that we have two ports. I'm going to put the original steering servo into the first open accessory port, and I'm going to put my camera into the second open accessory port. The most time-consuming part is making this connector and wire extension for the camera. You got to make sure that when you wire the connector that the red is always in the center, black lines up with the brown. And then you turn on the car, the camera comes on. You'll see that it's on right there. And all I have to do is turn my little screen on here. It should pick it right up. Sometimes I have to reboot the truck, but yeah, it's there. And you can see there's zero latency. You see me spinning the camera. Zero latency. It is truly real time. And I think one of the sacrifices of splitting that ESC accessory port, I think one of the downsides could be the distance at which the transmitter will transmit back to this screen. Because what I think is happening is there's only one accessory port that's being split into two. So technically the power is being split in half. You're going to be sacrificing some distance if you're going to be one of those guys that wants to ride around the block, ride the car through the neighborhood. You might not get the distance you want out of it. Make sure you always put the red wire in the center of your clip, and always make sure the black is going to line up with the brown. If you're working on this car, I don't know if the wires are the same colors on all RCs. I don't know if it's a standard RC thing. But for this specific car, you want to make sure black lines up with brown and everything lines up all the way back to the ESC. Yellow is towards the front, brown towards the back. Everything lines up. Brown to brown, yellow to yellow, red to red, red to red, black to brown. So then when you're done playing around with the camera, all you got to do is take the cover off, unplug it, pull this out through the cover, put that aside, put your cover back on, go out and do some hard jumping or some heavier racing, whatever you want to do, not have to worry about breaking the camera, but it's a pretty tough camera. But test it as you assemble it. That's the best way to do it. That way you know you're doing it right. That's what I did. So I'm fine. Everything works. It's great. Camera's still on. So it works. It's great. I'm happy. If you have any questions, post them in the comments down below. I'll try to help you. I got no problem helping you out. It's pretty easy. I'll put links to everything down in the description. Make your life a little easier. These little kits and stuff. I don't think this one though. I think I got that at Home Depot. That's heat shrink, and 1/16 is the size. That's the one that works. The one that comes with this other little kit with all these little different connectors. You know, I had to make this connector. I did it with this kit. That heat shrink is no good for this size wire. I actually didn't even try it. Maybe it's like 4-to-1 heat shrink. I'm not sure. But I used 1/16. It's perfect. There's my solders underneath my heat shrink. I'm happy with that work. So it'll do the job. And there's my connector that I did with the little kit. That's it. Nothing to it. I'll take some close-up photos and attach them to the video at the end here and give you a better look at how I have the wires here, how I have the servo hooked up. It works. It's fine. I ran it for a half hour, no problem. I'm very happy. We're going to be able to just run wild with these cars. And that camera's ultra tough. I'm not worried about flipping over. I'm not worried about anything. I whack that thing and it presses on. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Any questions, let me know. But there's not too much out there on the 16889A. This is not the Pro version, just the base version. I haven't done anything to it but a battery. Yeah, here's an upgrade for you. Camera. Hope you do it. It's so much fun.